It looks like a beautiful day outside today. We're not going to take too much of your time. So today's webinar is with Playa Hotels and Resorts. And today on the line I have Freddie Marsh and Gina Johnson. So I am recording this webinar. We will hold for questions at the end of the webinar. If you have a question, please type it into the question box and I will address your question. If not, you don't have any questions or something pops up at the end of the webinar, feel free to reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with Freddie or Gina, okay? And here you go. Go ahead, Freddie.
Great, thank you very much, Ingrid. Hi, everybody. This is Freddie Marsh, and I am the Western Canada BDM for Playa Hotels and Resorts. I'm based in Vancouver, and I look after Manitoba to British Columbia. We also have Amanda Morris in Eastern Canada who looks after Ontario to the Maritimes. She's on vacation this week though, so you just stuck with me. We also have Gina Johnson on the call, and she's going to be talking. She's our wedding expert, so she's going to be filling you in a few minutes on what's happening with weddings with us. So just briefly to give you an overview of Playa Hotels and Resorts, we basically have three main brands of all-inclusive resorts. We have the Hyatt Zivas and Hyatt Zilaras, which are the exciting new all-inclusive brand by Hyatt. We have the Royal Playa del Carmen, and we also have two hotels called the Grands, which I've got some exciting news I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Next slide. The first thing that I wanted to mention, though, this is probably the most important thing for you to know about, is we have an amazing travel agent incentive program. It's called Agent Cash, and everybody should sign up individually. You just go to agents.playaresorts.com. You sign up and create a profile. And then every time you book one of our properties, and it doesn't matter if it's booked through a tour operator, because 99% of your bookings will likely be made through a tour operator. And by the way, we do work with all the main Canadian tour operators. So every time you make a booking, you should log into your account and report your booking. It's super important that all your bookings get reported. There's a couple of benefits to doing that. The first thing is your clients will receive a gift in the room. It's usually a nice bottle of wine. It might be a fruit basket. It could be chocolate dipped strawberries. We never know what the gift will be. It's up to the resort, but it almost doesn't matter. It's more the fact that there's this beautiful gift that arrives in your client's suite, and there's a note that says it's from you. The other thing that happens is we send you, as in you personally, a check for every room that you book with us, and we're very generous. To give you an example, let's say you made a one-week booking to the Hyatt Ziva Cancun, let's say, and they booked a lead-in room category. The minimum you get is $50 US. And the great thing about this program, that was $50 US, by the way, so very generous. The great thing about the program is when you have wedding groups or social groups, it multiplies by every room that you have. So if you had a 10-room group, instead of being minimum $50, it's now minimum $500, and that's just the minimum. It actually goes up depending on suite category and if there's a third and fourth person in the room. So it's a really important program. Also, this is the only way we can see your bookings, which is really important as well. So please make sure you get into the habit of reporting all of your bookings. Next slide, Gina. Just a quick overview on our properties, starting with the Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilaras. The difference between the Zivas and Zilaras is the Hyatt Zilara properties are adults only. So you have to be 18 or older to stay at one of the Hyatt Zilaras. We currently have two of them. We have one in Cancun and we have one in Jamaica. And then our Hyatt Zivas are all ages, great for all guests of all ages. And we currently have Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, and Jamaica. We do have Dominican Republic coming next. We don't have an exact open date for that, but it will be a Hyatt Ziva and a Hyatt Zilara coming to the Cap Cana area in Dominican Republic. We also are the first all-inclusive resort ever to go live on the New York Stock Exchange. This just happened last week, so very exciting news for us. So you are going to be seeing a lot of growth and a lot of new properties opening up. Next slide. 4 things that set us apart from our competitors. We call them the 4 pillars. So the first thing is our service. So we do have the highest guest-to-staff ratio in the all-inclusive market. We have something called service from the heart. So when your clients are on property, anytime they interact with any staff member, whether it be somebody at the front desk, a bartender, housekeeping, we always put our right hand over our heart. And it's a very heartfelt and sincere greeting, but there is a deeper meaning to it. It means that we're doing everything with love. So I can guarantee that your clients will experience exceptional service while on property. Next slide. And the second thing is our food and beverage, which for an all-inclusive resort, I think this is super important. This is a make or break, and I really believe that we have this down perfectly. First of all, the quality of the food and the choices of a la carte restaurants. We have so many different a la carte restaurants at each resort. There's no restrictions to how often your clients can go to the a la carte. So they can go as much as they like, and no reservations required. We also serve top shelf liquor, so no mystery brands that nobody's ever heard of before. We also include 24-hour room service in all suite categories. Next slide. Third is our evolution of accommodation. So I always tell agents that you can confidently sell a lead-in suite category with a Hyatt Ziva or Zilara. Of course, I want you to start high and quote a swim-up suite or a presidential suite. We definitely have the higher categories, but even a lead-in suite category with us, you can confidently sell. We're always going to have the super comfortable, really good quality beds. We're going to have a stocked mini fridge with beer, pop, water, and juice that's all included and filled up every day. We also, I mentioned the 24-hour room service, and we also include free Wi-Fi. I also want to mention we're the only all-inclusive resort that I know of to guarantee your bedding configuration when you make the booking. So all of our suite categories will always say king or double in the category name. So for example, it might say Ocean View King and Ocean View Double. If you book a king, you're guaranteed that you're going to have a king-size bed for your clients. And if you book a double, it doesn't mean double occupancy, it means that there's going to be 2 beds. And so that actually was comments from travel agents that they wanted this, so no more requesting. So we've gone ahead and done this, and it seems to be working very, very well. Next slide. The 4th pillar is our location. So every location that we operate in, we have the best locations. We're always on the best beach. This is the Hyatt Ziva and Zilara Jamaica that we're looking at, Rose Hall in Jamaica. But we're also either in town or next to town. So we're never going to be one of these resorts that are way out in the middle of nowhere. We always have the best location at each destination. Next slide. We do have a great promotion that just launched a couple of weeks ago. It's Kids Stay Free. So as long as you have 2 adults in the room, you can have up to 2 kids can stay for free, 12 and under. And this promo has been given to all the tour operators. So you are able to book this promotion through your tour operators, and also it does apply to weddings. You need to book by April 19th, but travel is right through until December, right before Christmas. And there's just a couple blackout periods that hardly, there aren't very many blackout periods at all. I think U.S. Thanksgiving is one of the weekends that's blacked out. But this is a really, really great savings for your clients with children. Next slide. I also wanted to mention our other brands. Down in the Cancun area, we have the Royal Playa del Carmen, which is very popular with Canadians. When I was talking about location earlier, this is a prime example. We're located right on a beautiful beach, but only steps off 5th Avenue, which is that really fun street in Playa del Carmen. So really can't get a better location. The Royal is adults only, and everything I said about the Hyatts applies to the Royal. So it's a luxury all-inclusive. It's 5-star. The Royal is adults only, no reservations for a la carte, no restrictions, free Wi-Fi, 24-hour room service. Then we have 2 hotels called the Grands. We have the Grand Caribe in Cancun and the Grand Porto in Playa del Carmen. The Grands are great properties, really good locations. Currently, right now, I would say they're about a 3.5-star rating. Some exciting news, actually, if you just want to go to the next slide, Gina, is they are going to be rebranded later this year as Panama Jack Resorts, which we're really excited about. These resorts, as I was mentioning, the Grands, they're great properties, but they were, just in the need, I think, of a little TLC. So this summer, they're going to be completely renovated, and we've partnered with a company in the U.S. called Panama Jack, which is seems to be much more recognized brand in the U.S. In Canada, I don't think they're known as quite as much, but what they are is a U.S. Company based in Florida. They came out with a sunscreen line many years ago, then got into sunglasses, hats, apparel, and furniture. So they're a really fun brand. So we partnered with them. This summer, the resorts are going to be totally redone, and we are actually going to stay open during the transformation. And then in October, these resorts are going to debut as Panama Jack Resorts. So the Grand name will go away. So it'll be called Panama Jack Cancun and Panama Jack Playa del Carmen. And I have heard rumors of more Panama Jacks coming on board as well. One little thing I wanted to mention, if you have any wedding groups that are looking at October onward, this is a really good opportunity for you because you can book them right now in your system as the Grand Caribe and the Grand Porto, but if they're traveling October onward, they're going to be in the new Panama Jack. And the reason I'm saying this is an opportunity is because the pricing will go up slightly when it becomes Panama Jack, but as of right now, the pricing hasn't changed, so it's still the Grand pricing. So this is a really good opportunity to lock in those groups at a significantly lower price. And next slide. The last thing I wanted to mention is we do have a certification program. You just go on our website that I was telling you about earlier, which is agents.playaresorts.com, and you take the you go to the Learning Center and you can take an online certification program. Once you complete that, you do get a certificate of expertise. So I recommend if you have any downtime to go ahead and do that. I'm going to hand it over to our weddings specialist now, Gina Johnson, who's amazing. She is knows everything about our weddings. I thought it would be great to have her on the call to fill you in on what's happening with us as far as weddings go.
Thank you, Freddie, and thank you all for allowing us to present to you today. We have a lot of exciting things coming up with our properties, and we just went through a transformation with our wedding, so I'm really excited to share some of the new information with you. Oops, sorry, went backwards. Very quickly, I'm just going to do an overview of our wedding packages. We have 3 corporate wedding packages that are the same at every single resort. So once you know the package, it will be easy for you to sell a wedding at any one of our properties. And we also are going to start creating what we call signature packages. These are going to be packages that are unique to each property, and they will embrace maybe some of the local customs or that's their specialty for that hotel. So be looking for these signature packages also, but you can always go to the corporate packages. Those are our 3 core packages. So we have just for the 2 of you, this is just for the couple. This is great for vow renewals or for elopements. And this package is anywhere from $399 if they purchase it on up. And they can also earn this wedding complimentary if they stay 6 nights or longer in a qualifying category. This includes everything that they need for the ceremony. It includes the bouquet, boutonniere, wine toast afterwards, signature wedding cake. the 3 core packages are symbolic. The reason we did that is we found that people getting married in Mexico, over 80% of them were just doing symbolic because of the required paperwork and the blood test in Mexico, and what they were doing is getting married at home and then just going down and doing their symbolic ceremony. So we used to include the fees in the wedding packages, so we were forcing that 80% to pay for something they weren't even using. So we flip-flopped that, and now we do not include the legal fees. If your clients want to do a legal wedding, we can absolutely do it. It really isn't that complicated to get married legally in Mexico. It just is a little bit of an extra step. But we have a doctor on property that does the blood work. We do all of the paperwork before the clients come down, so we can do whatever they want, symbolic or do a legal ceremony. Now, if your clients want the free wedding can only be held Monday through Thursday, and we've actually changed it. It's now from anywhere between 10 and 1 o'clock. So it used to be only at 11 o'clock. Now it's anytime between 10 and 1, so the morning ceremonies, but it's always beautiful in the morning, and that would give them the rest of the day to enjoy being married. The next package is our Intimate Elegance package. This is for the couple and up to 10 guests, so 12 people total. It can be purchased from $9.99 up, depending on which property. And the couple can also earn this complimentary with 15 room nights in qualifying categories, and I'll show you those qualifying categories in just a second. This now includes everything that we saw in the previous one, so their bouquet, boutonniere, champagne toast, signature wedding cake, symbolic ceremony. It also includes suite decorations with flowers, complimentary wine, and late checkout based on availability. The on-site services of a professional wedding specialist. It includes their choice of wedding venue from select wedding venues, ceremony table with white linen and white folding chairs for the guest, sound system for the ceremony. It also includes a couples massage, romantic dinner, and complimentary online bridal registry and wedding website. Same thing holds true here. If they do the complimentary, it can be held Monday through Thursday, anywhere between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Now, the qualifying categories for a free wedding for just the two of you in Intimate Elegance, these are basically going to be your ocean view or oceanfront categories or higher. So I'll stay on the slide for just a second in case you want to either write it down or snap a picture of it or whatever you want to do, but we will also have this on our wedding website. So if you ever have any doubts, you can always go to the wedding website and this will be on there. Our most popular package is the Lavish and Opulent. This package runs from $34.99. This is for the couple and up to 20 guests, so 22 people total. It includes everything from the Intimate Elegance and more. So it now includes a 1-hour private cocktail party and a 3-hour private reception. So I want to stress private because I know a lot of our competitors include a reception afterwards, but it's usually semi-private. This is private, and this includes everything. It includes the tables, the linens, the chairs, the place settings, the wait staff, their own private bar setup. So there really is nothing additional. Now, the linens in that would be white, so if the clients wanted to change the color, it would just be a nominal fee to upgrade fee to go to the colored linens, but very economical. I mean, for 22 people and to have a full wedding ceremony, cocktail party, and reception for $3,500, and this is U.S. dollars. I want to stress that this is U.S. dollars, but still, Canadian or U.S., this is a phenomenal deal. It also includes personalized menu cards, natural floral centerpiece at the altar, which we usually move over to the couples table during the reception, champagne and chocolate dipped strawberries delivered to the newlywed suite the night of the wedding, one complimentary night for the couple when they return for their anniversary with 4 paid nights. We always tell them to go back to their travel agent that booked them for their wedding to book those extra nights, and then we just add the extra night in. It also includes hair, makeup, mani-pedi for the bride, and it also includes spa discounts not only for the couple but for the guests, and they can get additional 20% off on a couples massage. And that's in addition to the on-site wedding coordinators, which will walk them through the entire process, and the wedding website. Now, we have an extra program. It's called our Bonus Events Program. This is specifically for wedding groups. That doesn't apply to any other type of group. And this gives them extra events based on the number of rooms that they book. Now, one thing that I want to stress is that when we put this program together, we wanted to support our travel agent partners. And one way that we've done this is they have to book their rooms through one source, meaning you. So if they were to book 9 rooms through you and Aunt Betty booked 1 room through an OTA, they would not be eligible for this program. So it's an added benefit to you. It's a selling point for you to be able to tell the couples, make sure everybody books so you get books through me so that you get these events. So at 10 rooms, your clients would get a 1-hour cocktail party. At 20 rooms, they get the 1-hour cocktail party and a 2-hour welcome or farewell dinner. And that can serve as their rehearsal dinner also. And at 30 rooms, they get a 1-hour cocktail, the 2-hour welcome or dinner or lunch, and they also get a brunch. Now the brunch is only for the wedding party. It's for up to 20 people. That's really just a bonus event for them. This promotion is only valid for 10 rooms or more of 3 nights. These events can only be held Monday through Thursday, and they cannot be used as wedding day events. These are bonus events. Now, even though we can only hold these Monday through Thursday, it still works, because if your clients are getting married on Friday, generally they're going to be coming in on Wednesday, so they could select Thursday night as their cocktail and dinner, either as a welcome or as a rehearsal event. Now, these events are semi-private, but if the group grows large enough, we would have to move them over into a private event. But it still works because we do have a nominal fee, because we do have to pay our staff. It's $2.50 US for cocktail party and $5 per person for the lunch or dinner. That works out to, if you have a party of 50 people, that works out to about $350 for a cocktail and a lunch or dinner. So very economical for them to add on to their wedding package. Now, this bonus events is combinable with our leisure group program, where during most of the year you get every 6th room free, maxing out at 3 complimentary rooms. It's combinable with the free weddings, and it's also combinable with our Hyatt Gold Passport points, which is the World of Hyatt now. It's just changed over. And it's also combinable with our Big Day Preview credit. So if you take all 4 of those programs, your couple really is getting a lot of bang for their buck. It's a lot of value. It's a lot of tools for you to be able to close a wedding with us. Now, the Hyatt Gold Passport points, which is now World of Hyatt, your clients can earn points on not only the rooms, but on the wedding events themselves. Now, for them to be able to qualify for this, they would have to pay for it. One person would have to pay for it. So let's say that the groom is paying for 10 rooms and they're paying for the wedding, or let's say that the parents are paying for it. Then they would qualify once they hit $25,000 in room and wedding events. They would get 25,000 points. Once they reach $50,000 in spend, they would get 50,000 points. And that goes towards, like I said, they would just give their gold passport number when they're checking in, or give it to the wedding coordinator, and they would have those points assigned. And that's a lot of points. That's a couple free nights, maybe for the couple to come back and do their anniversary, or maybe for the parents to recover. You know, I'm a parent, a mother of 4 daughters. I know that after a wedding, I would definitely need to have a getaway. This is our Big Day Preview. This really is a great program. The Big Day Preview gives your couple an opportunity to come down to the property and do a wedding site inspection. So they're going to go through and see the property. They're going to see our wedding venues. They also sit down with one of our wedding coordinators and go through all of our programs, our packages. We can even set up appointments for them with our outside vendors, and we can set up a tasting. There is a nominal fee for the tasting. The reason we did that is we had couples that weren't showing up to it after the chef had prepared all these different samplers, so we do have a nominal fee for that. The great thing about this is it's not set dates. It's when your clients can travel. Now, it is based on availability, so have a couple of dates ready when you're calling into the wedding coordinator to find out if the date's available. But if they end up booking their wedding with us, this package is $500 for 2 people for 2 nights, and we give them that $500 back towards their wedding if they book their wedding with us and have $2,500 in minimum wedding spend. Now, it's not only for people that want to come down and decide if they want to have their wedding for us. If your clients have booked their wedding or they want to secure their date, they know that they want to get married with us, but they still want to come down and see the venues and meet with the wedding coordinator, we still allow that. That is applicable. Now, this is the big day preview for $500 is for the Zivas, the Lars, and the Royal. For the Grand, soon to be Panama Jack, it's $400 for 2 nights for 2 people, and they only have to have a $2,000 minimum spend. Same case there. We will apply that to their overall wedding. Now, types of weddings. This is something I just started putting in the presentation because I want you to know all the different types of weddings we can do. We can do symbolic, we can do Catholic, and in fact, at the Grand Caribbean Cancun, we have our own Catholic chapel. It's a fully functioning Catholic chapel. It's called Our Lady of Guadalupe, and we can only do Catholic ceremonies in that chapel, so one person would have to be Catholic. We also do religious, so a non-denominational minister can come in and do the ceremony. We do Jewish weddings, we do vow renewals, we do same-sex weddings in all of our locations except for Jamaica, and we do South Asian. Now, we do not have a set South Asian wedding packages. Those are the Indian weddings, because we have found that there's a lot of different variances in different customs depending on which region they're in. But all of our properties have done many South Asian weddings. Just call and talk to the wedding coordinator, and they'll be able to give you all of the details. Now, Freddie's already gone over this. I didn't realize until I saw his slide that he had added this in. But one thing I do want to point out, in the agent site, agents.playaresorts.com, not only can you do your agent cash, but in there's a ton of marketing material. So all you do is log into the system. You go into our marketing tab, and it says customize marketing. If you haven't done this already, you'd have to do a one-time login registration. From then on, when you log into the agent portal, it'll log you into our marketing portal. But in the marketing portal, you can order brochures for a bridal show. You can download our brochures to send to your client. You can download our latest promotions flyer, our wedding flyers. And also we have a new program. It's called Wedding Wednesday. It's for Facebook and Twitter users. So it automatically posts to your Twitter or your Facebook account every Wednesday. It's already pre-designed, pre-done, and when you go in and sign up for it, you put in your call to action. So it's your phone number, your web address, your name, your agency name, and it automatically posts to your Facebook account as if you had done it. But you don't have to do it. If you're anything like me, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to post everything on Facebook, but I get so busy that I forget to. I'm not as good as Freddie is. Freddie is like the master of social media, but I get busy, and so I forget to post it in there. Well, Wedding Wednesday, you don't even have to think about it. It's just automatically going to post. Also on this site, you can go in and request site inspection. So let's say you're going to be in Cancun and you want to go and see a couple of the properties. You can go in and request that site inspection through the site. Just tons of things that you can do in that site. So one of the biggest things that we have to announce is we have a new wedding website. It's a new wedding planning tool where you can check wedding date availability, request a wedding online. You're going to add your agent information online when you're requesting it so that the wedding is tagged with your information and will automatically pay commission. And we do pay 10% commission on not only the wedding packages, but all the enhancements that your clients purchase. Now, we do not pay commission on the taxes and service fees. I just want to be upfront with you. The taxes in Mexico are 16% and the service fee is 15%, so 31%. And in Jamaica, it's 31.5%. But everything else we pay commission on. I think we're one of the few that pays commission on everything. We also have new toll-free numbers for every property, and we have our new couples portal. So just very quickly, I'm going to jump over to show you the site. It's super easy. All you do is go to playaresorts.com. Once you land on the site, you're going to go to Weddings and Special Moments. On the left-hand side, you'll see something that says Wedding Planning Tool. Just click on that and it'll expand. And there's two different landing pages for weddings. There's one for the Royal and the Grands, and there's one for the Zivas and Zalaras. So we do it by brand. For this exercise, we're going to use the Grands and the Royal. Now, even though we have two different landing pages, they work the exact same way. So whatever I do on this site, you're going to be able to do it on the Ziva and Zalara site. So a couple of things in here, how it works. It just kind of tells you the process for the couple of how they book, when it's confirmed. If your clients aren't sure of the date that they want, but you want to have somebody from the hotel contact you, you can request a proposal. Wedding options is by hotel, and we'll go into that a little bit more in a second. Our Contact Us, this is where our new toll-free numbers for every single one of our properties is going to be located. So instead of having to call internationally and you incur the fee, you just call the toll-free number. We also have our master email addresses which go directly to the wedding manager at each property. Our gallery, this is actually still a little bit under construction, but this is going to be an area where we show multiple pictures of each wedding venue, because that's what we get questions a lot from the couple and from you guys, is we want to see the wedding location. So we're going to take multiple pictures with different decor, and we're also going to show in there what the occupancy is. So if you're doing a wedding, what is the occupancy? If you're doing a cocktail or a reception, what is the max occupancy for these? Also, some of our venues, only 2 of our venues and all of our product, you have to pay a fee, and that will be in there also, so you'll know up front what the fee would be to guarantee that venue. And that generally is our larger venues, because we have to take that out of our meeting and incentive inventory, so we do have to pay for that. But the best thing about this site is, see in the center where it says check availability. You just click on the drop down and you go to the hotel that you're interested in. We're going to select the Royal in Playa del Carmen. Once you're in here, it's going to take you to a calendar, and I'm going to just jump ahead because online you cannot request a wedding within 45 days. You would have to call our wedding coordinator to check availability. But if you're looking, most of them are not going to book within 45 days. But if you jump ahead a little bit, you can see as you take your cursor over the dates, it's going to show you what's available and what's not. So most of our hotels, we have 3 different times. We have morning, afternoon, and evening. Once you've decided on the time, you're going to select that, and it brings you to the request page. So you just go through and you fill this all out as best you can. Pay attention to some of these things. So like the event type. In Mexico, we know that if they want to do a legal ceremony, and let's say that the bride has been divorced before, that we're going to need certain documentation. Make sure that you're filling that out, because I'll show you on the couples portal where that comes into play. So keep going down. And one thing that I love about this site, since we do same-sex weddings, the title. So if you've got a groom and a groom, a bride and a bride, or even if you've got a wedding couple that's just coming down to do a vow renewal, you can put husband and wife. It gives you that flexibility to make the changes in the system. So I'm just going to keep going down because that's just all the client information. Once you get down to the primary contact information, the next 3 steps are very important. Primary contact, you would select travel agent initially. Once, and the reason I say this is because as a travel agent, if I was a travel agent, I would want to make sure that the contract is signed and the deposit is made. Once that is done, I will show you how to change it from you being the primary contact over to the bride or the groom or whoever to be the primary contact. But this way you have control of it at first. How did you hear about us? Of course, they're travel agent. And then where you get to the tab where it says travel agents, you would click yes. And you're going to want to fill this out as completely as possible because this is where we're going to send the commission check for the wedding. So make sure you have the address right, make sure you have a phone number in there, the agency name, the agent number. Make sure you're filling this all out and accurately. Now, the only extra step that we do require is under the agent portal, agents.playaresorts.com, there's a wedding tab. In there, there's a form. It's called our Playa Wedding Agent Program, and there's a form that we do require you to fill out and send in. And basically, we just need to have that on file. That's our contract between Playa Resorts and you, that we are going to pay you that commission, the 10% commission. So make sure you fill that out. If you already have a wedding with us, please reach out to me. My email address is gina.johnson@playaresorts.com, or you can reach out to Freddie and send me the couple's information, their wedding date, the couple's name, and which hotel they're getting married at. And I will make sure that your information is on the wedding that you've booked. So we don't want to have any delays with the payment of commission. We want you guys to get that check as soon as possible. And the way that it works now with this new system is that accounting is pulling once a week all of the weddings that have taken place. And they process that commission, and the check should be sent to you, or will be sent to you, within 30 days of the wedding date. The very last thing is a ceremony account login. You can create a username and password for your couples. Usually what we've been doing is we've been using the couples for first names. So like my husband and myself, it would be Gina Wade, all lowercase, all running together, and using that as the password also. Then the terms and conditions, make sure your couple is aware of the terms and conditions because you're agreeing to it on their behalf. And then you're going to click continue. When you do that, it's going to take you to the couple's portal. When it takes you to the couple's portal, initially it will have a big green box at the very top just saying that it is a request and that somebody will contact you from the hotel within 24 to 48 hours. I say 48 hours because sometimes on the weekends when we have a lot of weddings, or on Sundays when we're not fully staffed, it may be, if they request on Friday, it may not be until Monday when we get back to them. But then your clients, you would send them the link, this link up in the address line, and you would give them their username and password. And they would log in. In the portal, this is everything that has to do with their wedding. So we can see that this couple is getting married at the Royal in Playa del Carmen on November the 2nd, and you can see that we have confirmed the gazebo for their ceremony at 4 o'clock and the reception at 5 p.m. on the beach. We can see that there's a travel agent attached to this wedding, and if they had a cocktail, it would also be in here. Now remember I told you that you can switch from you being the primary contact to the couple being the primary contact. All you do is click on the sign up information, click edit your information, and you would scroll down to the primary contact, and you would click bride or groom, and then you would hit save. That changes the status of, or the point of contact on the wedding to the couple instead of you, so you don't keep getting all the emails. The next tab is the most exciting. This is our cart and payments. This is where your couple, I don't know about you guys, but most destination weddings are anywhere from, let's say, 25 to about 35 years old. Most of those people are internet people. They want to be able to have control. They want to see what the item that they're going to be purchases. How much is this going to cost them? So all they do is go to cart and payments, and they go to wedding options, and they can click on flowers. They can click on cakes, photography, ceremony decoration. It's taking a second for it to load. It's taken a little bit longer than usual, I think, because we're on the webinar. Whoops. While we're waiting for that to reload, I think I hit the wrong button. But while we're waiting for it to load, can you, in the chat box, can somebody just let me know that you can still hear me and see my screen?
I can hear you and see your screen. It's Ingrid.
Oh, thank you, Ingrid. Sorry, I thought maybe I had lost everybody.
Nope, they're all still on.
Excellent. Okay, best laid plans, right? Technology, what do you do? Okay, so basically once you go into the wedding options, I'm not going to click on it because I think since we're on the webinar, it's too much bandwidth. But you go in and it will show you, let me see if I can do one of the smaller files. There we go. You go in and you're going to see pictures and description of each of our cakes, our decor options, our photo packages, and your client would be able to click on it and add it to their cart. So let's go back to the cart and just look at it. You can see that we've already selected a cake, we've selected a gazebo. The great thing about this is it allows them to really put everything, like their dream wedding, right? The hoopah, their cake, their flowers, everything that they would want, and they're going to be able to see how much it's going to cost them. Now, if they're anything like me, I'm a total Amazon addict. I go in there, I shove everything into my cart, and then I go back, look at my cart, and I start deleting the things that I don't really want. So they can do the same thing here. Let's say that they decided they don't want this gazebo. They just click on the X mark over here and hit OK, and it will remove it from their basket, and they can go back to shopping. Now, we're in the process, like I said, this is a new program that we're using. In the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a button that's going to be right here in between the cart, the full accounting, and the payments. That's going to be a secure payment online tab, so your clients can go in and purchase their items. So that right now we're having them do a credit card authorization. That will all be gone. They can just go in and select which item they want to purchase, click on it and make payment, and then it will drop down into the payments field. So nice thing here for you guys is that you can go in and see what the total amount spent is. So let's say that they're going to spend $3,600. You can deduct that 30%, or I'm sorry, 31 or 31.5%, and you're going to be able to know what your commission is going to be. Our next tab is our Documents tab. Remember, I told you that when you're filling out that questionnaire, it's going to let us know what documents we need. So the client just clicks on Documents, and instead of faxing us their birth certificate or emailing the birth certificate, they just upload it right here. So all the documentation is attached to this wedding. Miscellaneous docs, we really use that more for if the client has a special bouquet or a special cake that they saw somewhere and they want us to price it out for them. They upload the picture there, we work with our chef and we get a cost for it, and then we will add that in on the back end, but it will show up in their cart. Messages, we're trying to migrate all of our communication from email into the message board. Right now it's only one way, so any notes that we send them, it'll show up here, but very soon we're going to have a reply button. The couple can reply. The nice thing is that when we post a message here, it sends an email to the couple saying what the message is and that they can go in and reply online, and vice versa. If they send us a message, we get an email, so it's a backup. But that way you can go in and you can see all the communication that's happened with this wedding. Guest list is where we can keep all of the guests that are attending the wedding, and this is nice for you because you can see who's staying on property or off property, or who maybe didn't book through you. And then we will use this as our rooming list. Now the share feature, I love this, again, as a parent, or even as a couple. If they have, Aunt Betty is going to pay for the musician, they can click here and send this link to their friends and family with the access code of ceremony, and it will show the family members the shopping cart, but the family members would not be able to edit that shopping cart, but they can purchase items on there for the couple. So you can use that as a registry. We also have our registry, which is linked with honeymoonwishes.com, so if you are already signed up with them, you can link in through that. And it allows the couple to go in and create an online registry of items that they may want. So if they want a couple's massage or they want a romantic dinner, they can add that to their list and it can be purchased by their friends and family on there. But like I said, you can also use the share cart as a registry also, and people can buy things towards their wedding. On the registry, that's where your couple would also create their wedding website. And the great thing about that is that they can put your information in there as the agent to contact, and you can put the details about the package, the pricing, all in there so that their guests can go in there and contact you to book. So that really is it for the new wedding website. Just remember these two things. Make sure that you fill out the Playa Wedding Agent form, number one. And number two, make sure that you're putting your information in there when you're sending the request through to the hotel so that you're paid commission. Last thing is if your clients get over excited, let's say that you've talked to them about the wedding, you've talked about the hotel, let's say they go online and they do the request, they're having a bottle of wine at night, they get excited, they book it, let Freddie or I know, or Amanda know right away, and we will add your information to the wedding so you'll still get commission. We're here to, as partners, we're going to protect you. We're going to make sure that you get the commission on the work that you guys do. So that really is it. Ingrid, if you want to go over to questions, I'm going to take it back to the PowerPoint very quickly and take it away.
All right. Thank you so much. Very, very informative and very interesting. I do have a question, though. So with where the registry information is and the sharing, where you can allow them to look at what the options that they've purchased and family wants to contribute. Is there a way of them just contributing? Like, let's say if the photographer's not within their budget, but they want to contribute to their photographer, would that be an option?
The only thing is that items have to be purchased in full. But the exception to that rule, is, and let me sign in and I'll show you. I don't know if I have bouquets, but let's say that
if anyone has any questions, they can type it into the question box while she's looking for my answer.
Yeah, and actually I used to have flowers in here, but let's say that you have 5 bridesmaids and you're buying five bouquets, but let's say the bridesmaids want to pay for their own bouquets. They would be able to go into because this is the cart right here.
Right.
They would be able to go in and just select one bouquet, and they would be able to pay for that one bouquet. So if it's multiple items, yes, they can pay for them separate, but if it's like the cake or if it's the package, it wouldn't be able to be broken out.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Freddie or Gina? If you guys can type it into the question box. One question they do have is, do you have any of the presentation, or do you have any PDFs available in French?
I don't think currently we do, but that's definitely something that we need to work on. Freddie, let's talk about that later.
Okay, sounds good. So thank you for the update, another agent is saying, and thank you very much, very informative. So it was a very informative webinar, definitely, definitely.